Good morning, dear students. I welcome you all in today's e-lecture, and the topic is greenhouse effect. Earth is the third planet from the Sun, the only planet have vast diversity of life, while other planets of solar system are either scorching hot or bitterly cold. Earth has relatively stable temperature. So what's that which is making Earth so different? And what exactly is making Earth such a favorable place to live? It is the Earth atmosphere, which is a thin blanket of air surrounding the Earth from all sides. This air surrounding is a mixture of many gases. Just like an umbrella, which protects us from sun and rain, this layer of air protects us from the harmful radiations from the sun. But this stable temperature is rising every passing year, hence, oceans are getting warmer, significant shift in the climate is seen. Why all this is happening? Earth is constantly bombarded with enormous amounts of radiations from the sun, as we can see here in this diagram, which we receive in the form of light and heat energy. This radiation is form of UV, IR, and visible. This have to pass the Earth atmosphere before reaching the Earth's surface. Ozone layer blocks some amount of harmful UV rays from reaching the surface. Of the remaining rays, part of these are absorbed by Earth, and some rays, especially IR, infrared, is reflected back into space. Some gases in the atmosphere traps these radiations and re-emit it to the surface, which leads to heating of the environment, and this exchange of incoming and outgoing radiations that warm the earth is referred as greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect is the process by which radiations from the sun are absorbed by the greenhouse gases and not reflected back into space. This insulates the surface of the earth and prevents us from freezing. Dear students, you must be wondering that why this is called greenhouse effect. Is it something to do with greenhouse? If your answer is yes, you are thinking in a right way. So, what is greenhouse? A greenhouse is a house made of glass that can be used to grow plants. The sun's radiations warm the planet, plants, and the air inside the greenhouse. The heat trapped inside can't escape out and warms the greenhouse, which is essential for the growth of the plant. Same is the case in the earth atmosphere. During the day, the sun heats up the earth atmosphere. At night, when the earth cools down, the heat is radiated back into the atmosphere. During this process, the heat is absorbed by the greenhouse gases in the earth atmosphere. This is what makes the surface of the earth warmer, that makes the survival of living being on earth possible. In the absence of the greenhouse effect, temperature of the earth's surface would have been minus 20 degrees centigrade. But too much of something is always bad. So, due to the increased level of greenhouse gases, the temperature of the earth has increased to a very high level due to various factors, and this has led to severe drastic effects. Now we must understand what are greenhouse gases. So greenhouse gases are the gases that absorb the infrared radiations and create a greenhouse effect. For example, carbon dioxide, chlorofluorocarbons, methane, nitrous oxides, perfluorocarbons, sulfur hexafluorides, ozone, and water vapors. The major contributors to the greenhouse gases are factories, automobiles, deforestation, etc. The increased number of factories and automobiles increases the amount of these gases in the atmosphere. The greenhouse gases never let the radiations to escape from the earth and increase the surface temperature of the earth. This then leads to global warming. Here we can say the percentage of different greenhouse gases, and we can conclude after seeing this picture then carbon dioxide majorly contribute in the greenhouse effect. Now we must understand the causes of greenhouse effect. The major causes are burning of fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are an important part of our lives. They are widely used in transportation and to produce electricity. Burning of fossil fuels releases carbon dioxide. With increase in population, the utilization of fossil fuels had increased. This has led to an increase in the release of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Deforestation. Plants and trees take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Due to the cutting of trees, there is an inconsiderable increase in the greenhouse gases, which increase the earth temperature. Farming. Nitrous oxide used in fertilizers is one of the major contributor to the greenhouse effect in the atmosphere. Industrial waste and landfills. The industries and factories produce harmful gases which are released in the atmosphere. Landfills also release carbon dioxide and methane that adds to the greenhouse gases. The main effects of increased greenhouse gases are global warming. It is the phenomenon of gradual increase in the average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere. The main cause for this environmental issue is increased volumes of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide and methane, which are released by the burning of fossil fuels, emission from the vehicles, industries, and other various human activities. Next effect is depletion of ozone layer. Ozone layer protects the earth from harmful UV rays from the sun. It is found in the upper regimes of the stratosphere. The depletion of the ozone layer results in the entry of the harmful UV rays to the earth's surface that might lead to skin cancer and can also change the climate drastically. The major cause of this phenomenon is the accumulation of natural greenhouse gases, including CFCs, carbon dioxide, methanes, etc. Smoke and air pollution. Smoke is formed by the combination of smoke and fog. It can be caused both by natural means and man made activities. In general, smoke is generally formed by the accumulation of more greenhouse gases, including nitrogen and sulfur oxides. The major contributors to the formation of smoke are the automobiles and industries emissions, agricultural fires, natural forest fires, and the reaction of these chemicals among themselves. Acidification of water bodies, increase in the total amount of greenhouse gases in the air has turned most of the world's water bodies acidic. The greenhouse gases mix with the rainwater and fall as acid rain. This leads to the acidification of water bodies. Also, the rainwater carries the contaminants along with it and fall into the river, streams, and lakes, thereby causing their acidification. Runaway greenhouse effect, and this phenomena occurs when the planet absorbs more radiation than it can radiate back. Thus, the heat lost from the Earth's surface is less and the temperature of the planet keeps rising. Scientists believe that this phenomenon took place on the surface of Venus billions of years ago. So many nations of the world have come together to sign an international treaty, Kyoto Protocol. Major objective of this is to commit to reduce greenhouse gases. But what can be done for reducing the greenhouse effect? How can we contribute? So we can follow some steps: reduce, reuse, recycle. Buying products with minimal packaging with help to reduce waste. By recycling half of your household waste, you can save 2,400 pounds of carbon dioxide annually. Use less heat and air conditioning. Reduce greenhouse gas emissions. One of the best ways to reduce greenhouse gas emission is to limit energy consumption. Finding clean energy alternatives is a good way to limit the greenhouse effect while still getting the energy you need. Efficient hybrid cars and green electricity sources such as solar and wind power help reduce greenhouse emissions. Replace your light bulbs. Wherever practical, replace regular light bulbs with CFL. Replacing just 160-watt light bulb with a CFL, it lasts 10 times longer, use two-thirds less energy, and give off 70% less heat. Drive less and drive smart. Less driving means fewer emissions. Besides saving gasoline, walking and biking are great forms of exercise. Prefer carpooling to work or school or college. When you do drive, make sure your car is running efficiently. Home appliances we should buy energy efficient. Reduce your demands. Buying fewer needless products will limit